It is Monday afternoon, July 14th. Welcome to a brand new week, a very busy week. The market update desk with Mortgage One, NMLS 157524, hosted by Scott Riley. So last week, we saw a lot less data come out. We had two important treasury auctions. Both of those went okay. The one on Friday, the one later in the week on Friday was only so, wasn't as good as the 10-year on Tuesday. And then over the weekend, as we've experienced over the last 3, 4, 5 months, we get thrown curveballs. So this time we saw additional tariffs, 30%, being imposed starting August 1 on Canada and Mexico. So we have new tariffs out there causing some jitters in the bond market specifically. And this week, being inflation numbers week, these things have all added on to each other. This week, we get the main thing is going to be CPI, Consumer Price Index. What is concerning for this report is the replacement numbers. The numbers that are falling off because they're going to be 12 plus months old now are a 0% reading on headline CPI and 0.09% on core. So no matter where we come in on CPI, we're realistically going to get an increase on year over year inflation because we're not going to get a flat zero reading and we're not going to get a 9/100ths reading on core. Most likely we're going to be either 2/10 or 3/10, depending probably on rounding. And a lot of people have played this up on this particular report, going, hey, hold on. I know we haven't seen inflation numbers from tariffs yet, but they're going to be here. A lot of that's overblown, as we've seen from the previous inflation numbers. They're just not there. But even if we have very tame numbers, they're going to be higher than the replacement numbers. So that's why we're going to see an uptick in year over year. And that's going to put upward pressure on treasuries, which is going to be potentially bad for bonds. Now, this week, like I said, a CPI, then we get producer price index on Wednesday. Then Thursday, also on Wednesday, we're going to get the Fed's Beige book and industrial production. Those are going to be important also. Thursday, we get retail sales. It's going to give a snapshot of the health of the consumer. Most likely, I would forecast we're going to see a pullback in that. And then we get jobless claims. Will we go over 2 million claims for continuing claims? That's what people are going to be watching. Then Friday, we get housing starts. So we get a peek on the health of housing. So this week, I think by the time we get to the end of the week, it's not going to be as bad maybe as Tuesday, Wednesday, but I think we're definitely going to have upward pressure on rates for the next week. We get the third reading of inflation next week with personal consumption expenditure. So let's see where all this comes in. We do have some concerns. We have geopolitical things going on also with the Middle East, with Ukraine, and then anything else that comes up out of the year at any point during the day. So we'll keep on top of everything and break the news to you and let you know what to expect. We were 2 for 2 with offers this weekend. Part of our process about speaking with the listing agent on our buyer's offers made the difference in making one go this weekend. Who your lender is matters, their availability, and their communication with both buyer's agent and seller's agent makes a difference. Give us a call. We'll talk to you about how that works. 616-293-2189. Have a great afternoon, everybody.